seeing that it's Memorial Day weekend and all, I thought I'd take the opportunity to talk about the military references in the book. In I Blew Up Juarez, we meet Johnny, who starts a bit of trouble while she's visiting Fort Bliss, which is an actual Army reservation in Southwest Texas. Oh, no, wouldn't be Southwest. True West, right? Anyhow. And let me start by saying, too, because there are people who are knowledgeable of military life and verbiage and jargon. I'm not going to go into that there. I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible. But I do like to have these conversations on that level. If you want to. I'm not going to do it here. First, to tear back a bit, the reason why there's so many military references is because I'm employing what most fiction writers do. They pull from their past, their childhood, and what they're used to, what they're conditioned to experience. In my case, I am an Army brat. My dad was in the Army, and my entire life, until I left to go to college in '95, I lived on or near a military base. That was my life. So when I tell this story and doing background on the characters, you'll notice all of them have a military background because that was my life. So that's the only perspective I can tell this story. But at least I do it with some kind of originality too. So in Johnny's case, her dad was in the Army, and when her oldest brother, Stephen, got of age, he also enlisted. Both of them went to Operation Desert Storm, and this doesn't affect the story to reveal this, but her father does die during that combat. So you do see the effects of the loss there, while also Stephen surviving, but then advancing due to his success in that theater. Phoebe, Johnny's best friend, her mommy was the one who wore the boots, and she was an administrator during Operation Desert Storm. She retired after that war, and so she is an Operation Desert Storm vet. So Johnny and Phoebe both grew up on the same military base, and just like any other antics that happen with high schoolers and with teenagers, they did the same thing. They just did it while there were M1 tanks parked close by. Ewan, Phoebe's husband, is active duty. He is a specialist in COIN, or counterinsurgency, and he is between deployments in Operation Enduring Freedom. I am keeping this storyline current-ish, or keeping it within the 21st century for relevance. I try not to go too far back because that requires a lot of research, and I'm just not that guy. My favorite, in a sick, twisted way, this is my favorite. He is the person I try to actively avoid too, but there's something just very gruesomely beautiful about Captain Grant. So he was specifically designed out of love and a deep hate. But Grant, also active duty, he started out, as soon as he enlisted, went straight to Desert Storm. Then he went out to Kosovo. Then he went out for Iraqi Freedom for a couple deployments. Then he went out for Enduring Freedom for a couple deployments. And as he kept going on and taking on accepting deployments, he didn't really have to go He just chose to go. This is something that I was reading this years ago in Army Times, and then there's some references too on some blogs that you can look up. But there are junkies. There are guys and possibly women, I just haven't read their stories, who keep taking deployments, keep going into shit. They're into it. And I kind of designed Grant to be one of those war junkies too. In his case, the Army decided, okay, you need to chill, so we're going to send you to a nice, quiet station. Your duty will just be out there as an investigator, no big deal, over in Fort Bliss. So he was sent there to get some respite and to basically calm down. And then he meets Johnny. So that just totally throws that. But it's fun for me. I do tell this story out of love. You don't see me going anywhere as far as any kind of animosity or disdain. I mean, the life is the life. And any of you who are remnants of that, legacies of that, or currently active duty, you just know that one thing we do have in common as a family is that we know what this shit's really about. So when it comes to protecting and defending, it's interesting. You can tell the people of military upbringing and background, even if they're not a soldier, they certainly act like one. And I don't know how many times in public, just sitting down, saying hello to people, and then all of a sudden people are just, oh, you were in the military, weren't you? Like, I literally just sat down. But for some odd reason, that's just the glow we give. But this Memorial Day weekend, I also did want to offer, really trying to do a clearing, but also I want to gain more readers and gain more non-book reading readers, because I think I'm doing a good job of that. I don't know how many people, and I love it, how many people have come up to me and said, you know, I don't read books, but I read your book, I finished your book, and I love that. I love that. I hope we can become our own special little alternative fiction world where I'm providing something that people who rather do something else will do because I offer something that's worth the time. You know, my art is something worth consuming just as much as they're willing to consume, I don't know, goobers or vampire movies. Whatever your thing is. I'm just glad you're reading my book. So for this weekend, and this special starts the moment you watch this to 11:59 Eastern Standard Time, May 26th. If you do not have your own copy of I Blew Up Juarez, and you want me to sign a copy and send it to you, you can have the book for $5. I will sell it to you for $5. And since it's Memorial Day weekend, and we're thinking about our veterans, those we have lost, and those who are missing in action, if there's someone in your life that you would like to buy the book for, $5. This weekend only. So email me back, hit me up on YouTube, go to vonsimeon.com, however you want to do it, let me know, and we'll make that happen for you. So have a safe 4-day weekend, and be careful out there, stay alive, and of course, remember those that we have lost.